I had all these labels that I even believed. This is what I am. I'm a nothing, I'm a nobody, and my life is gonna be like everything I've witnessed. And I'm gonna be like my dad, and so who cares, right? I'm gonna do whatever I can do to escape life. My dad had schizophrenia, so that like really played a huge impact on my life and on my childhood, a lot more than what I thought it was going to. The house was very chaotic. From a very early age, that's what I remember, is the chaos and the fear, like my dad's fear. Fear was just in our home and it was crippling. So finally my mom left my dad, and when she left my dad, things got worse. My mom was doing her own thing and I was just like abandoned. I just wanted to escape life. You know, I just wanted to be numb. I found like a freedom in drugs, or I found something that was a cover-up. Now that was the label. I was already labeled an addict. I was already labeled with mental health issues because they were already giving me medication. So finally one morning after being at a bar, I picked my kids up and I was so desperate for help, no clue what I'm even doing. And I turned into this church in Bowling Springs and I just grabbed my kids, and here I am at this altar crying out for help to God. And I end up at Shepherd's Gate in Greenville. I had no idea anything about Miracle Hill, never heard of Miracle Hill, and end up at Renewal for the first time. So I would go there and I would stay, but I didn't finish. And I encountered Jesus in such a mighty way that there was no denying. He loved me and I was so in love with him, but somehow I couldn't escape everything that I was still going through and everything that I was feeling. I didn't understand how deep it was. I didn't want to lose my kids, you know, and that was the crazy part. I didn't want to lose them, so I'm going to go home to them. But I didn't realize that I was going home a mess and I had no business going home to them.
So I remember Toni had a lot of stuff she didn't really want to deal with yet. She wasn't quite ready to deal with the hurt. A lot of women have a little bit of growth and they see this bud that's sprouted and they think they've arrived and they've made it, when they really haven't allowed the time to really blossom.
I ended up for 7 years running, and 7 years I spent doing things I said I would never do. And it was so dark. And I was at a motel one night and I was standing there looking in the mirror, looking at myself. And I was like, I don't know who she is. And it was so evil. And I was like, there is something evil in me. So I was like, okay, Lord, either I'm gonna get sober or I'm gonna die. I don't think anybody could quite grasp how depressed I was or the battle that I was fighting, because I think I was scared to tell people I believe in Jesus and I'm really depressed. I was really struggling, and I worked for Sarah at the thrift store, and I went through all the grief, and she was kind of there through all of that. I was always able to just go with her and go to her and just tell her kind of what was going on.
One of the greatest gifts for me, to see her come from a place of total unbelief in herself to walking in authority with who God's called her to be, and really accepting that and going after it is a beautiful thing.
I've experienced just love in such a way that I never imagined. Those two kids, they have taught me so much. Now I'm working at Shepherd's Gate. He opened the door, so it's pretty amazing.
You know, Scripture tells us, train a child up in the way they should go, right? They won't depart from it. Well, Toni's been given this chance to start over with her girls, and watching her parent them and watching her have this open dialogue about how Jesus rules their lives and their home and just their obedience has been a real lesson for me as a mom.
It's a ripple effect, because now my children, you know, I get to see them fall in love with Jesus.